Hi, this is Mimi. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are making a pocket folio. It is a folio of all pockets. Why? I don't know, because I thought it would be cool. Because I actually really liked that pocket journal that I made, so why not make a pocket folio? I am using this Honey and Spice paper pad that I got from Ollie's. I got it yesterday. It's from 2019. It's Heidi Swap. It's very pretty little paper pad. I chose paper already and cut some of the paper, and now it's time to cut the rest. Don't ask. Don't ask. I won't tell. Okay? So we're going to cut this to 8. And there we go. One cut at 8 inches. And let me get rid of this. Okay, so this is cut 8 by 6.5. So 8 by 6.5. This piece is cut and scored at 1/2 inch. Don't ask. Okay. Some things even need to stay secret between friends, and I'm dropping everything. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. We're all fine here. It's fine. But yeah, some things just need to stay secret, even between friends. Right? We're not going to discuss how I cut things wrong and started over. That's what happened. I cut it wrong and we're starting over. So we're going to score this piece at 6. Okay. This would work too if you have double-sided paper. This happens to be single-sided, and I'm actually okay with that. It's fine. We're going to fold this in half, score it. Where's my, here it is. And then this, like I said, got scored at the 1/2 inch on the 6.5 inch side. And we're just going to crease that nice fold line, and then we're going to put it together. I am going to put some glue here. I'm going to use glue. I usually use double stick tape for this kind of stuff, but I'm going to use glue today. I'm going to put a nice amount of glue on here. And then we are going to line this up. Now, you're going to line it up, and you're going to line it up before the score line. Okay, you do not want to line it up on the score line. You do not want to line it up after the score line. You want to line it up before the score line. Okay, did I line it up good enough? No, I did not. So you want to line it up before the score line. Okay, so you have a good fold and it's not interfering with anything. Alright, so there we go. We have this done, and that is the base of our folio. That's it. Base of our folio. Now we have a bunch of other stuff to do. Let me show you my drawings. They're wonderful as always, but here's everything. So we're going to get started. This might be a two-parter. I'm not sure. I'm actually going to put that over the side so you don't see me pausing and looking for a long time at the I can't think, at the floor, because that's what I usually do. I usually have it on the floor. Alright, let's start with the inside. Actually, let's start with the closure, because we want to make sure we put a closure here, and I think I'm going to put a large pocket on the back. That's what I have. I have a large pocket on the back to put a large tag in. I think I'm going to have it come to here though. So I think I'm going to do it 5 inches so you can still see this back is what I think I'm going to do. But we also need a piece of paper to make a closure. So let's see what kind of stuff we have in here that we can use to make a closure. Where's the... I have these scraps. So why don't we try to use some of these scraps? Let's use the floral. Or is that just too much? That might be too much floral. Too big a floral, I should say. Not too much floral. So let's look to see what else we have. You know what? Why don't we use this and cut off one of these stripes? What do you think? I think so. Let's try that. And we're going to cut off one of the stripes. Don't mind me, I'm putting away my scoreboard. I don't know why I laid it where I laid it, but we're going to cut off one of these stripes and use that. And I think, what about this dark color right here? Okay, so we're going to use this dark color and make a closure. So this is the front. So we need it to come here. I'm going to glue it down here and we'll have it wrap around, right? And we're going to have it wrapped to here. I have plans for pockets on the front, so I do want to kind of cover the pockets. I do want to cover the pockets. Also, this is not on my, this part is not on my notes, but I think it'll help in the long run. I think we need to make more score marks. I think we need to make little spines, because this might be a lot with all these pockets. So I'm actually going to do 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to do 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and then we're going to come over here and I'm going to line this up this way, and I'm going to do 1/4 of an inch over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 1/4 of an inch off over here. All right, that's what I'm going to do. Let's just flip this over and cut 1/4 of an inch off. Here, so we're going to cut off 1/4 of an inch over here so everything then lines up correctly. All right, so you're going to need the paper to be 11 3/4 by 8, and you're going to score at 5 3/4. You're going to score at 5 3/4 and 6. Okay, and over here, this is going to be 6 1/2, scored at 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I will try to remember when I'm editing to put that on the screen for you. I'll put it up in the beginning before I figured out how I wanted to do it. That way it's there immediately and not later on in the video. So if you're following along, which I don't know, why would you? Do you follow along with the video or do you watch the video first? I'm always weirded out by people who follow along as they're watching the video. Like, you don't know, things change. Right? Things change, just like it is right now. So now we have 1/4 inch spine, and we're going to do the same over here. I may have to, we'll see how it folds, trim out this back piece a little bit, just to make sure it folds correctly. Okay, so now we have 1/4 inch spine on both sides, which should be perfect enough. And look, see, that's good. That way we have enough room to add all of our pockets, and we're not going to be bulging. Well, not bulging as much. So we're going to take this and score. We're going to score here. Let's see, we're going to put 2 inches behind so we have enough to go behind. So I'm going to score at 2 inch, 2 1/4 inch. Okay, and then I have to trim it down. So I have to trim it down because now this is what, 5 3/4. So I'm just going to take this again and use this trimmer to trim down. From here, we're going to trim, let's do 5 inches. We don't want to do, I don't want to do all the way. I don't want to go all the way to the edge. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to take this, we're going to glue it down. We can actually glue this down too. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it. All right, and we're just going to line it up right here. That looks good. Okay. Burnish that down really nice. All right, and then let's fold our scores. Make sure they're folded well. And there we go. Now we have our closure. And it'll go like this, and it'll attach onto one of the pockets on the front, and I will probably attach it with Velcro. I've been on a Velcro kick. So there we go. All right, now let's continue on to the back and make our pocket. I already have those pink pieces cut, so I think I'm just going to use this pink piece here, or you know what? I'm going to use the floral piece. Yep, I'm going to use the floral piece here. There we go. Leave a little bit on the side. And we're going to trim this down to 5 inches. Let's do 5.5. Let's do 5.5. Trim it down to 5.5 so we can see a good amount of that. Yeah? And then I'll put a nice tag in there. Then we see a good amount. And I think I'm gonna match it up down to the bottom. There we go. I could also, you know what, I could also put it over here and match it to here. You see that? Because it does match. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's just match it up, shall we? Let's do it. No, because then that might bother me. That might bother me that then the tag, you know what I mean? Like I would want the tag to be in the middle, not off to the side. Okay. I'm going to go with my original thought because like I said, I don't want, because that's just me. That would bother me. Just going to glue. Oh, before I do that, let's cut a thumb notch. Thumb hole, I'm just going to can't even think. I'm just going to guess the middle. I'm not going to be perfect. But if you want, you can easily measure out and find the middle. I am going to center this pocket a little bit as best as I can. There we go. All right, so there we go with that pocket. Let's get everything squared back up now that I pushed it all down. Okay, so there we go. There's one pocket. Let's do the pockets on the front. And once again, I want a pattern for on the front since that's a plain. And what about this one? Okay, let's do that one. Where is it? Okay, let's do this one. And then the dark one? What do you think? I think I'm trying to figure out. I kind of like that one. Alright, so we're going to do these two, and I think I'm going to fussy cut around those flowers. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how much room we have. See how much room we have. Okay, so these pockets need to be 8 inches tall. So let's cut to 8 inches. What I think what I'm going to do is, so it's a 6 inches. Let me, come here. Let me trim this down. I guess it doesn't matter. I was thinking I don't want to waste any paper, but the thing is, all of the, if I'm using this, all of this for this journal, they're all 8 inches. So, right? Yes. I'm going to cut off, once again, because I want the more florals up here. So I'm going to cut to 8 inches. I'm going to flip and cut to 8 inches. So I get this bigger cluster of florals. And then we're going to cut to, yeah, I think I am going to fussy cut those. All right, and then I'm going to cut this to 4.5 inches. What is this at? What is this at? This is 4 inches right there. So let's cut this to 4 3/4. I'm going to cut to 4 3/4, and then I want to tear it. Okay, and then we're going to cut this to as close as I can, and then I'm going to fussy cut that. Okay. So this I want to tear. I don't want the ends perfect on these front pockets. Okay, so we're going to tear that, and this will get glued there. And let's fussy cut this quickly. There is a leaf right here. I'm going to ignore these leaves. I don't know, can you even see them? They very much match the background. When you're fussy cutting, please get rid of the paper that's in your way. You don't have to keep all this paper hanging off when you're fussy cutting. Get rid of it if it's in your way. I'm going to ignore these leaves also. And I'm ignoring those leaves because I do not want it to be super flimsy there. I feel like that would be easily rippable. You know what I mean? Like it would easily tear. I find it difficult to talk and fussy cut at the same time. Who knew? So I have a question for any of you guys. Any of you found the cutter bees at Dollar General? None of the Dollar Generals I go to have them. But They're like really supposed to be very cheap at Dollar General's. The older ones, the ones that were yellow and black, because I think Cutter Bees redid their what they look like. I think they're gray and white now. Okay, so we're going to glue that on, and then we're going to glue this on as a pocket, and then see how cute is that? Super cute. Let's glue this one on. I do feel like this needs to be inked. This raw white edge might bother me, but I don't want to ink everything. But this raw torn edge is going to bother me, so I'm just going to ink that, I think. I'm also not a person who thinks you have to ink every single piece, but this is going to bother me. It's very stark white against, that's much better. All right. Let's glue this down across the 3 sides. All right. We're going to line it up. Okay, there we go. So we have one pocket, and then this one here. Goes like this. And then we have 2 pockets on the front. We're going to line that up to match the other one. Okay, there we go. And I think I need, that's also too white, so we should cut a strip. And this is what? Let's measure this and cut a strip to cover that. It is 5 inches by 1 and not quite a half. Well, thank you, Heidi Swap, for not making your 1 1/2. Okay, I just had to pick it up. So I'm going to take this and cut it to 5 inches by 1 1/2. All right, there we go. And this part, I'm just, you know what, I might actually just glue that down to the edge, because then it still will pop like this. Yes, I think I'm going to do that. That way I don't have to worry about covering that with anything. Okay, so we're going to lay this down, and I can trim off anything that might be excess. And then I'm just going to put that on there, and see, I do have extra because I ain't perfect. Okay. All right, there we go. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to push it down here and get that glued in there. And we have that. Okay, so that's what we got so far. What am I at? I'm at 25 minutes. All right, what I'm going to do is clean some of this up. And I'm going to go through and cut all the other pockets I need and see how many pockets we can get on in video 1 and go from there. Okay, so I cut 3 pieces of 2.5 by 5 3/4. These are to go up at the top because this is not double-sided paper. If you're using double-sided paper, you wouldn't have to do this, but excuse me, sorry. I want to be able to cover this up here so you're not seeing the white. That's what these are for, but if you're using double-sided paper, you don't need that piece. Then I cut 3 pieces of 3.5 by 5 3/4 for pockets, and then 3 pieces of 6 by 5 3/4. Okay, so that's 2 pockets for each page. I am going to use my circle punch and I'm putting them together, if they'll go together, and punching them at the same time. So the ones that match on each page are going to have the matching thumb holes instead of like them being off. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Understand what I mean? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. So let's get started putting these in, and then I think this will end the video. So all I'm going to do is glue these ones flat down. I forgot to put my pin in while I was cutting all those papers. Okay, and I'm going to make sure I line up at the top and on the other side of the score line, because once again, this can be easily trimmed off if there's any excess. I'm not worried about that. That was my boyfriend. I texted. Oh, look, that did not stick. I gotta put that back on then. That was my boyfriend texting me, thank you, because I said, hey, your laundry's done. So this will go all the way down at the bottom, so we have one large pocket, and then this one will go here, so we have another pocket. All right, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna glue on 3 sides. So we have 1 6, well, not quite 6-inch tall, because if you're not gonna make gussets on your pockets, you're gonna lose this little space where you're gluing down, and I'm fine with that for this project. If you are not, I would do 1/4 inch bigger on 3 sides that you're gonna glue down and make gussets. That's all you would have to do. Make sure I'm on the correct side of my score. Can I still close? Yep. Okay, and then this one here. But yeah, if you want, I would do 1/4 inch extra on 3 sides, and then score to 1/4 inch on those 3 sides. So a 1/4 inch wider, well, 1/2 inch wider on here, and a 1/4 inch on here, and then score to 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and make a gusset if that's what you want. I'm fine with the flat pockets for this project. But if you do gussets, you can add more also. All right, so there we go. We have these 2 pockets. Let me trim this off. Okay. And then I'm going to pause and glue these on because you just saw how I did it. I'm going to do the same for these 2 over here. Okay, I have the pockets in. I did use this punch and punched just a little interest on that, but here we go. This is what it looks like. So we have the pocket here. So far we have a pocket here, we have a pocket here. Then we have these 2 pockets here, these 2 pockets, and these 2 pockets. I did end up switching. These were together, and I switched because I didn't want the 2 florals next to each other, and I didn't want the 2 pinks next to each other. So I ended up switching these. So they're not exactly now perfectly lined up, but that doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would, because it's very slight. It's very slightly noticeable, and that's it. But there we go. That's what we have so far. I still need to add pockets here. And that's it. The pocket here. And then add journaling cards. Right? That's it. Why do I have so many? Why do I have so many pages written down and not enough? Oh, because I think what I'm doing on here is coin envelopes maybe. I have either a large envelope with a pocket or I have 3 coin envelopes as pockets. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see which one I decide on for part 2, but here we go. This is it so far, and then part 2 I will add the last little bit of pocket, and then we'll add journaling cards, decorations, that kind of stuff. So that'll be in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you like this project, and please tune in for part 2. Don't just watch part 1 and not watch part 2. That happens a lot on videos, by the way, and I don't know why, but it does. So come back for part 2. All right, it'll be the next video posted will be part 2. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.